What if I told you that one of the world's most famous artworks was born from the greatest sacrifice a brother could make? This is the incredible true story behind The Praying Hands, a tale of love, dreams, and sacrifice that will touch your heart forever. Long ago, in the 15th century, in a quiet village near Nuremberg, Germany, there stood a tiny wooden house. Within its walls lived a humble father and mother, working tirelessly to care for their 18 children. The father, Albrecht Dürer the Elder, was a goldsmith who worked nearly 18 hours every single day. From sunrise to deep into the night, he hammered, crafted, and took any job he could find just to put food on the table for his huge family. Among all these children, two brothers shared an impossible dream. Albrecht and Albert both had incredible artistic talent, but their family was too poor to send even one of them to art school in Nuremberg. Night after night, lying in their shared bed, the brothers whispered about their dreams. How could they both become artists when their family had no money? Then they came up with an incredible plan, a plan that would change everything. Their plan was both brilliant and heartbreaking. They would flip a coin. The winner would go to art school, while the loser would work in the dangerous mines to pay for his brother's education. After 4 years, the other would sell his artworks to sponsor his brother's education. On a beautiful Sunday morning after church, the moment of truth arrived. With trembling hands, they flipped a single coin that would decide their fates forever. Albrecht won the toss. While he packed his bag and headed to the prestigious academy in Nuremberg, his beloved brother Albert descended into the dark, dangerous mines, swinging a pickaxe to pay for his brother's future. For 4 long years, Albert worked day after day in the dangerous mines. Meanwhile, Albrecht's talent exploded at the academy. His paintings, drawings, and sculptures amazed everyone. Even his professors couldn't believe their eyes. When Albrecht graduated, he was already famous. Art collectors were paying top money for his work. Excited and grateful, he rushed home to keep his promise to his brother. The whole family threw a magnificent celebration on their lawn. There was music, laughter, and the most delicious food they'd had in years. Everyone was so proud of Albrecht's incredible success. As the evening reached its peak, Albrecht stood up, raised his glass high, and gave the most beautiful speech about his brother's sacrifice. "Now, Albert," he declared with tears of joy in his eyes, "it's your turn to follow your dreams." But then something unexpected happened. All eyes turned to Albert at the far end of the table. Tears were streaming down his face as he shook his head, whispering, "No, no, no." Slowly, Albert stood up and wiped his tears. Then he held up his hands for everyone to see. What they saw broke their hearts. Albert's hands were destroyed, every finger broken multiple times, twisted with arthritis from the brutal mine work. "It's too late for me, brother," Albert said softly. "Look what 4 years in the mines have done to my hands. I can't even hold a glass, let alone paint the delicate lines an artist needs. My dream is over." Albrecht was heartbroken. The success he had worked so hard for suddenly felt empty. His brother had given up everything, his hands, his dreams, his future, all for him. Months passed. Albrecht's fame grew, but he couldn't forget his brother's sacrifice. Then one day, he found Albert praying quietly in their room, his damaged hands pressed together, pointing toward heaven. In that moment, Albrecht knew exactly what he had to do. With tears in his eyes and love in his heart, he began to draw. Every line, every shadow, every detail of his brother's scarred hands became a work of art. When Albrecht finished, he had created something magical. He simply called it Hands, but the world would know it as The Praying Hands, a tribute to the greatest love between brothers ever captured in art. When Albert saw the drawing of his own hands transformed into a masterpiece, he wept tears of joy. His sacrifice had not been in vain, it had become immortal through his brother's love. Today, more than 500 years later, Albrecht Dürer's masterpieces hang in the greatest museums around the world, but there's one artwork that people remember most, the one born from pure love and sacrifice. The praying hands became more than just art. It became a symbol of hope, sacrifice, and love that touches hearts everywhere.